Wow, what a time we have. Next week, we have Saturn moving into Pisces on Tuesday. We also have the full moon in Virgo on the same day. So, Saturn, as you may know, was in Capricorn and conjunct Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto at the start of the pandemic in around the 17th of March. Then Saturn moved quietly into Aquarius on the 21st of March, was back in Capricorn during its retrograde period until the 17th of December. Then it brought a feeling of scarcity and a lot of feelings of totalitarianism. Then it moved back into Aquarius on December 2020 and has been in Aquarius during most of the pandemic years. And it was a time when technology was brought back into our lives. So, how is Saturn and Pisces going to change things? Well, Pisces, as you may know, is ruled by Neptune. So, we can expect human consciousness to evolve to an even higher level, which is a predecessor of Pluto moving into Aquarius towards the end of March. The day that Saturn actually moves into Pisces is a very strong combination of Neptunian and martial energy, because we also have the Sun, Neptune, and Mercury in Pisces. At the same time, we have Chiron conjunct Jupiter and Venus, all in Aries, which can bring an electric feeling around healing. So there may be a way of thinking of like, I can just drop this and move on, because we don't always get closure around our wounds. Sometimes we're conditioned to think we can't move on unless we get closure, but we actually can. So when Saturn moves into Pisces, we're going to see a collective shift towards a far more cooperative way of living, a greater way towards rules and ways of working that benefit the collective, such as growths in farmers' markets and co-worker centres. It's also going to be a time where we literally go internal and sit more still and sit more in our vision and sit more in our intuition as to like, well, what do I really want to do? Not what does society want me to do, but what do I really want to do? And as I said at the start, we also have the full moon in Virgo at 12:40 Irish time. The full moon will also be square Mars. So a square, as some of you know, is kind of a push-pull between, do I really want to do it or do I not want to do it? There's an electric feeling of tension. So it can also, because, Mars is also still in Gemini, so it can bring a feeling of, do you know what? I'm just going to go out there and do it. Because we also, during the full moon, have it trining Uranus, which is a real electric feeling around, I'm going to be my huge authentic self. I'm going to go on a much more authentic path. Because the full moon, as you know, it's a time of letting go all of that which no longer serves us. So it's interesting that the full moon is the same day as the day that Saturn moves into Pisces. The full moon will also be opposing Neptune, which is also going to be bringing a real feeling around of like, what's my divine intuition? What's my divine consciousness? How can I most help the collective? How can I most be more part of the collective? How can I be more part of my own community? How can I drop everything that no longer serves me? So if any of you would like to have a transit session with me to see where Saturn is being hit and triggered in your own chart, or where the moon is being triggered in your own chart by the full moon in Virgo, you can book a session with me on www.marthaclarkastrology.com. Just go to consultations and click on the forecast for transits. Because we are never more than ever living in a time where collective consciousness is evolving at a level that we haven't yet begun to imagine, that we haven't yet begun to experience. That will unfold in the coming weeks. So the more we're living in our authentic self, the more we're following our true authentic path, the easier we will find these times of titanic transition. So as I said, it's www.marthaclarkastrology.com, and I'll talk to you all again soon. And take good care of yourself and make sure and do some grounding exercises like journaling or walking in nature. Thanks a lot. Bye now.